Hey guys, it's Kirk at Willie's. It is that time of year. We're going to talk about humidification. We have a little video on our website currently about how to re-humidify your guitar. This is the time of year when almost all of our phone calls are, I have a cracked guitar, I have a dry guitar, I have the binding coming off, the frets are sharp, it's all those things. It's because of our winters are so dry here. There's other climates some of you may live in that are going to be not quite as bad when you get to -20 and the humidity drops. Your guitars cannot handle that. So one thing that you need to know, do you have a dry house or not? If you don't have some kind of a hygrometer, you're guessing. It's kind of like flying blind, shooting in the dark. This is a very affordable tool that will tell you. Ideally, you want to keep it around 40-45% if you can. We keep our entire shop at this level of humidity with a combination of a in-furnace unit that adds it to the air. We also have humidifying units in the store on each level. It's a constant battle in the winter. If you've fallen behind, this video is here to save you and teach you how to get your guitar ready to be repaired. We can't work on it when they're dried out. Symptoms of a super dry guitar. First thing we do, we look at it right here in front of that bridge. If it's sunk in and your action's sitting down on the fretboard, you're behind the curve now. It's time to hydrate and get it back up to snuff. Another thing you'll notice sometimes is there'll be a bump on the back side of the bridge because the whole top kind of does an S-curve like that. Other things that can happen, the center seam on the back can open. We're gonna check that out. Braces can come loose. So what happens when you bring in a dry, cracked guitar to Willie's? I don't have the space. We don't have the space to hang them all over here in the methods I'm about to show you. This is something that's easily done at home. And basically what you need to do is get some kind of a humidifier. I have a whole bunch of things to show you over at the table here. There's this style, the Oasis. You fill it with water. You can put those in the sound hole. You can put them up by the headstock in your case. Other methods, there's these Dunlop or D'Addario ones that have the little sponge in them that sit in the strings. These work. If your guitar is dry, you're going to need to do multiple versions of these things, somewhat of a redundancy to rehydrate. How long is rehydrating going to take? Week, 2 weeks minimum, depending on what your house is like. Humidity is relative, so there is no magic number it's going to sit at. It's all about the environment it's in. And other things you can do is get a nice dish, put a sponge in it, get the sponge wet. You don't want it dripping water, but you want it wet like this. You can lay this down inside of the sound hole of your guitar on its back. Leave a couple of those in there. That's a good method. There's also the travel soap container. Poke some holes in one of these, fill it with a sponge. That's another way you can do it. There's these things called edible containers. Some of you have these laying around. Poke 4 holes, put a sponge in it. If you're gonna go out of town for a while, Humidipacks from D'Addario. You can throw those in the case. There's Bovitas, there's all sorts of things. But what we're talking about right now is when you have gone too far. So now, we know what humidity is. We know how to deal with it. How are we gonna get it into the guitar? A couple methods. You can hang it and take a bag like this. Stick the guitar in the bag. Let it hang below the guitar a little bit. Get your wet sponges. Drop them down in there so they're not touching the guitar. You don't want anything wet on the guitar. You can wreck the finish. You can cause braces to come loose. But if you put it in here like this, tie it around your neck, you can hang it on the wall like this. You can put it in a hang stand. As long as this is sealed up, it's going to keep it going into the guitar. Other methods of this, say that's going to get in your way. Take one of these other style humidifiers, put them in here, wrap the guitar in a bag, and put it in the case. Then that case, you can shut that, put it against the wall, whatever you want. So a couple other methods you can do too, beyond just the bag and all that. Take a shower, don't turn on the exhaust fan. Put your guitar in there and shut the door and just let it take it all in. There's a lot of little things you can do like that. Hang it above a humidifier, etc. A couple other methods. But you got to get that moisture back into your guitar, because if we have them sitting here when they're super dry, we can literally watch it crack. It could happen, and we don't want that on our hands. We would feel awfully terrible if your guitar broke here. So what we want you to do is get home, get on top of this, get rid of that sinking top, get it looking ready again. If you have any questions, stop by, have us take a look at it. We're happy to tell you if it's too dry or if it's ready for repair. So That's one frustrating thing about Minnesota. It's the dry winter. Summer, you don't got to deal with any of this stuff. And we're looking forward to that soon. So in the meantime, here's some tips on hydration. If you got any other questions, if you need some of these products, stop by, see us. There's humidity for you.